I had never seen an Oregon Sunstone prior to the Startup Chronicle Founders Media Bootcamp that Ann and Skip Ludington participated in, and they're beautiful. The amount of time and love that goes into the cutting and polishing of each stone is extraordinary. See for yourself how this father and daughter team is taking their business to the next level.
I was working with stones doing lapidary, which is basically taking a rock that's been cut into about a 1/4-inch slab, and then you apply take a template and draw out your pattern, and then you cut the rock to the pattern, and then you grind it down in various stages from 80 to 180, 220, 400, and you progressively get to a spot where there's no scratches and the stone just needs a finished polish. And some of the people have brought in some sunstones that had been faceted, and I ask, where do you get those? How do you get those? And how do you get them faceted? And I was able to talk to some of my fellow people that were in the lapidary classes, and one of them offered me the use of a facet machine, and another one offered me the opportunity to be taught how to use it. And I spent about 28 hours faceting my first stone as he watched on, and he insisted I only work 2 hours a day on it. So it took me 2 weeks to finish the stone. And once it was finished, it was, I want to say, perfect. There are 57 facets in a standard round brilliant cut. My stone had 58. And he said, that one facet, nobody will ever notice it.
Marketing and promoting ourselves. For me, talking about how great someone else is easy. Talking about why I am great or why you should work with me is not always so easy. So I need help promoting myself so that I can promote my dad's work better and other people that I like working with.
Well, I would say that my greatest challenge was people's perception. And I lost my arm when I was about 2 years old. And in that process, I had to be able to convince people that they would say, you can't do this. So I said, yes, I can, and I would do it, but I would have to find an alternate method of doing it. For instance, when you tie your shoe, you use both hands to tie your shoe. Well, for me, I learned how to do it by manipulating my fingers, and I was able to tie my shoes with one hand.
My dad inspires me, and my daughter. My dad, because of all the preconceived notions that people have about somebody missing a limb, or in his case, he's had to deal with cataract surgery and hearing loss over the years. And to watch him overcome each of those trials and exceed expectations on so many things. And then with my daughter, knowing that everything that I've learned from my dad, I'm passing on to her, and she inspires me that the future is so possible and ready to go. And she'll be so successful when she gets her, when she figures out what she wants to be when she grows up. And considering I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up, that's going to be a challenge.
They're rare. For instance, diamonds are only rare because De Beers only allows the number of stones for the number of weddings in America. So diamonds outnumber the Oregon Sunstones 10 to 1, which makes them rare. But the Sunstones have varying colors, from clear to an orange schiller, red, to what's called a watermelon, which is basically a red center with a green rind around it. And then you have the green stones, which are even rarer. And I cut a 1 carat purple stone for my granddaughter. And as far as I know, there's only 2 other stones like that, and one of them is in the Smithsonian. But the value is actually set by its rarity and what the mine owners sell it for at wholesale prices to the people in Phoenix at the every year. The Phoenix Rock Show is the biggest in the world, and that sets the value of the stones.
I am standing at the abyss of having to go back into the corporate work world because it's one of those things I either have the time to devote to our jewelry and my other projects, or I have the money to devote to them, but I don't have the time. It's kind of one of those 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I've got to make it balance out better. So when I figure that balance out, I'll be doing really great.
The expression on the face of people when they see it, when they see the completed stone, or when they see the completed stone in a setting. One of the young ladies in this boot camp just went gaga over a particular stone that I had cut. Her face just lit up. But the main reason that I cut the stones is because I want my family to have things that I've made. And I cut them because I enjoy giving them to my family members. I have 6 children, 16 grandchildren, and 5 or 6 great-grandchildren.
I have one lady that I've been working with who lost her engagement ring last month. She's getting married September 19th. And all his family is flying in, and she has no engagement ring to show off at these things. So she'd been planning on getting a Sunstone from me at some point and having us design something. But because of the deadline of the wedding and the missing engagement ring, she contacted the jeweler that designed her diamond engagement ring. And they are making that same ring band, and they're placing our Sunstone in it. She needed a 7mm, 1 carat stone, and I happened to have exactly the stone that she wanted. When she saw that and grabbed it, her face lit up. This is it. And so she's got it in. She will have it on her hand on September 12th, which happens to be my birthday. So it's kind of cool. I'll get to take a picture of it and share it with my friends and family. Our family does this. Grandpa takes the grandkids out to the mines, and they dig up the stones. They help all weekend. We all get sunburnt. We all get really thirsty and really tired, and we're crashed out at the end of the day in the tents because it's a very rough area. There are rattlesnakes and all that, though we haven't seen any yet, luckily. And then each kid that goes with us, they get one of the stones that they've found, and Grandpa fastens that for them. And they get to use it however they want to, as a gift for their mom, their grandmother, their girlfriend, if the case is right, or they can set it aside for later. Maybe they've got a potential girlfriend in mind. But the thing is, as we move forward, they will have something that they found, that their grandfather refined for them into this precious piece of jewelry, and they'll be passing that down to their children and their children's children, hopefully way far into the future.
My grandkids and my children, the ones that I can actually give jewelry to as jewelry, which is basically the females, they really enjoy the pieces I've made. I have one granddaughter, every time she comes over, she sees something that she likes, she ends up taking it home with her. My daughter-in-law up in Alaska is a big fan of the dragonfly. So what I did for her is I cut a large stone, and I cut a dragonfly in the bottom of the stone so that when you look down through the table, you could see the dragonfly. And then I put that in a ring for her, and that was one of her prize pieces.